Last video, we broke down Nikola Jokic and how he's potentially the best passer in the league. In this video, we're going to take a look at an action that Mike Malone and the Nuggets run that's being called the hardest action to guard in the league. To me, offense is just the application of skill in space, and this action does a great job of applying Jokic's ability to read the game in space. Let's take a look at why this play is being called the most unstoppable action in basketball. Every basketball fan already knows that Nikola Jokic is an incredible passer. He has insane vision, incredible court awareness, but he's created a very special connection with Aaron Gordon ever since they got him from Orlando. Jokic shares the ball with everybody on the team, but if you take a look at this graphic of everybody he facilitates to, he throws the majority of his assists to Aaron Gordon. And a big reason why is the role that Aaron Gordon has taken on since becoming a Denver Nugget. Everyone remembers Gordon back in Orlando. He had the same athleticism. Many people remember his dunks. And even in high school, when he was at Midi, he was the most athletic player on the floor. Side note, in my humble opinion, he is the second greatest high school mixtape of all time, second to only John Wall. If you disagree, comment below who has the best high school mixtape of all time. While in Orlando, Gordon took a bunch of different shots in his shot diet. Specifically, he took a lot of threes that weren't really in rhythm, and because of it, his field goal percentage plummeted. Take a look. His last 4 seasons in Orlando, he shot below 45%. And then ever since joining Denver in 2020, every season he shot above 50 and recently shot above 55%. Here's a big reason why. So notice in Orlando, he would catch and he'd shoot this shot a little bit out of rhythm, and he missed a high percentage of his threes. A similar play here in Denver where he catches the basketball behind the three-point line and gives it to Jokic. And then as the play continues, he does this thing, which is he gets to the dunker spot. The dunker spot or short porch are these 2 little tick marks on either side of the baseline. And Gordon does a great job of occupying the opposite dunker spot for which Jokic is operating, so he can be the beneficiary of passes like this. Operating in the dunker spot is a huge reason why Aaron Gordon is shooting a much higher percentage. Nuggets head coach Mike Malone noted it in an article recently where he said, a lot of people in the league think the dunker spot is a dirty word, but with Gordon's athleticism, he embodies that position better than anybody because he's such a great dunker. There are 2 reasons immediately why Aaron Gordon is so good in the dunker. First, he's got such great feel of the game, so he pairs perfectly with Jokic. Some people in the league are calling it the best pairing for a person like him. And then number 2, he can be cleanup crew for misses like this one. He's got an incredible catch radius. He's got great timing and feel, so he can get to the rim after a miss and put it back in. Wow. So by pairing one of the league's best finishers with the league's best passer, the 2 of them start to create a connection together. So much so that recently Jokic said this, that he doesn't even need to look. He knows where Aaron Gordon is at all times. And when they are looking at each other, they've now developed this non-verbal communication. Take a look at this clip from the other night against the Spurs. Jokic literally just needs to give a brief little head nod and look at the rim. And Gordon knows that he has a mismatch, he can spin, and by the time he spins out, the ball will be there in a perfect spot. It's now gotten to the point where Jokic is doing this shot lob, where it looks like he's shooting a runner at the rim, and people actually think he's shooting an air ball, but he's such a great passer, it's actually just a perfectly timed lob. Nuggets writer Harrison Wynn put together some of Jokic's best shot lobs to Aaron Gordon, where again, it looks like a normal shooting motion, but because he's 7 feet tall and Aaron Gordon's such a good lob catcher, the 2 work so well in tandem together. So now the final component of this hard action to guard is what's called the short roll. And it's what Jokic has been doing for a long time in Serbia. It's where he sets a pick right here and they get 2 on the ball defensively, and Jokic beautifully rolls into space. And then all in a matter of seconds, he catches, he processes where the defense is, and he's able to find that person in the dunker. Jokic does it so effortlessly, but there's a lot of difficulty here. So as you can see, as a short roller, there are a couple things to keep in mind. 1, he identifies 2 who are on the ball immediately. 2, he's able to roll in space and catch with his eyes up and not running anyone over with momentum. And then all in a split second, he will use his eyes to see where the defense is in space and where the cutters are going to be and anticipate a pass. Now for the coaching side of the action. So it doesn't matter if you're Red Auerbach and you're coaching in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, or you're Gino Auriemma and you're coaching in the modern game today. One thing is true for all great coaches, regardless of level. It's that the best coaches save their best for last, where they save their best action to run, usually towards the end of games, and they like to spam it, where they run it over and over again to get the advantages that they want, with their best players catching the ball in space. For example, this is the Warriors' go-to play to close out games. It's their favorite action to run with Steph and Dre on the floor. And it looks like this. Steph runs a pick and roll with Draymond. Two are on the ball with Steph. They get the ball to Dre in space, and then he makes a decision going downhill. Again, the best actions fit the skill set of the personnel, and that's what this one does so well. So a couple things happen here. Two have to go on the ball with Steph, especially late game, because he's normally hit a couple of threes at this point. So he's able to hit Dre in the short roll. Dre is one of the quicker rollers in the game and one of the best processors. So he's able to get the ball in space and then find his teammates quickly and efficiently. Another hard part of guarding it is the ball isn't in Draymond's hands very long at all. So if you don't blink, the ball is already to somebody else. So Coach Malone has created his own version of this similar play that the Warriors run. It's gotten to the point now where media members are writing great articles like this one about this final play that the Nuggets run in crunch time to get a bucket. Let's take a look. So Denver's up, late game situation, under 2 minutes to go. In the right corner, you have KCP, who shoots the ball over 40%, and you have MPJ, who also shoots the ball over 40%. As Murray and Jokic run pick and roll, Jokic beautifully gets into space, effortlessly, and just holds position. Now the two on the ball are out of the play. Jokic is equally apart distance-wise from his two shooters, and he's far enough away from the dunker spot. On the catch, Jokic feels Kuminga come into his space, and in one motion, shoots a shot towards the rim that Gordon can catch and finish. Again, similar action ran against the Celtics, and in this situation, instead of running pick and roll, they felt confident that Jokic could just create an advantage against Porzingis. And here, as Jokic spins for a second time, Jrue Holiday tries to pounce on him and get a steal. But Jokic does a great job of staring at the corner just to freeze Jason Tatum long enough to create a window to hit Aaron Gordon. And again, it seems like a simple action, Jokic just going one-on-one, but what's so hard is as soon as Jokic draws a double, he shoots that shot around 65 to 70%, so you have to send help. But then now Tatum has to guard a 40% shooter and one of the best lob catchers in the rim. It's a really hard 2-on-1. They also closed out LA with his action, so as soon as Jokic gets a mismatch like this one, help can't come because he's got Aaron Gordon wide open. Also with this action, they'll run Jokic off of some pin downs where they get him in space, and now he's able to hit Aaron Gordon with the lob. Every once in a while, they'll run him off another brush screen, and the idea is to get Jokic moving. So here KCP hits him, and then once he creates an advantage or just uses amazing vision to see a double, he'll just throw it to his teammate. But by far, they love running this action the most out of pick and roll because Jokic can catch it and get rid of it so fast. And when he gets rid of it, he puts it in the perfect spot. You have to decide, am I going to stay with the shooter or am I giving up a slip for a dunk? It seems so simple, but simplicity is the ultimate sophistication for a basketball team. It's like in this example against the Kings. Here, Jokic starts this action by setting an unbelievable screen, and Fox is now caught. So if you notice, there's a giant pocket here for the Joker to roll into. Again, Joker shoots these at an unbelievably high percentage, so Harrison Barnes has to guard him, leaving just a split second for him to throw a perfect lob. And now, when smart defenders like Joel Embiid try to blow this action up because they know it's coming, watch how the Nuggets counter. So here, Jokic comes to set the second of a double drag. Embiid is the low man guarding Aaron Gordon, but as Jokic rolls into space, Aaron Gordon moves to the right dunker spot. And instead of hitting Jokic, Jamal Murray just immediately hits Aaron Gordon. It's to the point now where the Denver Nuggets are setting inverted pick and rolls, where if you take a look, it's going to be Jokic with the basketball, and it's going to be Jamal Murray setting the pick, springing him for the same action. If you'd like to gain an unfair advantage over your competition and dominate in your upcoming season, you might be excited to join us in person at camp to discover the uncommon skills, habits, mindset, and leadership principles that can help you do just that. Take our free 1-minute test to find out if you qualify to attend. Go to pgcbasketball.com/test and take the test right now.